Hello everyone, Niyo here. Nandito tayo ngayon sa Honda Safety Driving Center sa May Bikutan. And right behind me is the all-new CB650R E-Clutch variant. So what is this motorcycle nga ba? This is Honda's new technology when it comes to transmission. What I'm saying is, yung dati is meron silang DCT or dual clutch transmission. This one, inintroduce nila para sa CB650 variants. So, basically, ginagawa niyang semi-automatic yung Honda CB650R. So, i-explain ko sa iyo today kung ano yung ginagawa nito. And then later on, hopefully, matest drive natin yung dalawa, including the sport version. By the way, yung price ng CB650R is worth 564,000 pesos. That's for the E-Clutch variant. Okay, so explain ko lang yung feature which is the E-Clutch. And you will be greeted by the 5-inch TFT full color display. And this is the indicator na nakabukas yung E-Clutch. So, ang indicator na nakabukas yung E-Clutch is very limp yung kanyang clutch lever. So, walang resistance here. Okay, so if you want to manually turn off yung E-Clutch, you can just go to the settings, pinakababa, and then function, Honda E-Clutch, and then you have the settings over here. This is the power. So, pag pinatay ko siya, ang magiging mangyayari is from limp, magkakaroon na ng resistance, meaning engage na tong clutch lever. So, buksan ko lang ulit, and then, wala na, limp na ulit siya. Also, you have the choices to fine-tune your shifting. So, kung mabigat yung paa mo o gusto mo mas aggressive ang pagpasok ng gearing, pwede mong ilagay to hard or soft. Same goes pag downshift. Okay. So, going next, pakita ko lang yung other display na nandito sa TFT. So, you have the gear indicator, your side stand indicator, yung fuel remaining mo, your speedometer, RPM, and then right here, you can see the road sync. So, what it does is, pwede mong i-connect yung phone mo to have access to navigation, to your music, or to your calls. And it's all controlled over here. So, hindi mo na kailangan ng external na head unit for this one kasi meron ka na navigation. Ang kulang mo na lang dito is yung kanyang dash cam. So, first off is yung kanyang teardrop design ng kanyang headlight. So, this is based off the CB1000R. And then, ang kanyang bago is yung itong aluminum na fender. Just a portion though. Next is yung kanyang air intake. So, I'm not sure if really air intake ba talaga yan, but it's part of the design. Bago yan. And then, bukod sa headlight, binago rin nila yung taillight. With a sportier look over here. As mentioned earlier, meron kang 5-inch TFT, fully colored TFT display. Meron ka ng E-Clutch over here. So, sabi ng iba, pag tinignan nila, sobrang ang lapad naman daw. Pag tinignan mo ng pagilid, parang sobrang extruded naman. Pero in my opinion, hindi naman kasi kahilera niya lang yung exhaust. So, let's proceed with the sport version. To be honest, ang ganda ng bagong version ng CB650R or CBR650R kasi binago nila yung headlight. In my opinion, mas matapang na yung kanyang itsura. At saka, yung livery na to, itong version na to, this is only available for the E-Clutch version. So, kapag bumili ka ng non-E-Clutch, hindi ganito yung magiging itsura niya. And yung color choices, it's just saying, this is a full-blown Honda. Mas malinis yung kanyang itsura kasi the E-Clutch system is in the same color as nung makina. So, hindi siya as detailed nung sa CBR650R. And then going here, the 5-inch TFT display, the same switch. So, I'm sure kapag bumili kayo nito, mag-enjoy kayo. Kasi kahit naka-sport bike ka, you have a sense of comfort kasi nga, parang nagiging semi-automatic na siya.
Alright, recording. So, we will be able to test the CB650R E-Clutch. And kasabay natin si Sir Kenji Moto.
Si Jerry B at saka si Motomoy. Ready na?
Okay, ready guys?
Ready.
No clutch. No clutch.
Okay. No clutch. Ayan. So I will not be using the clutch anywhere in this video.
Back to manual, sir.
Okay, so that's the Honda E-Clutch. Ayos. Alright, so that was the Honda E-Clutch CB650R. Sobrang convenient gamitin kasi di mo na kailangan mag-isip if you want to downshift. So I think it's a really nice feature kasi barely ako nagpreno. I was just using the engine brake. So ano yung best uses nitong motor na to, no? I think it's an overall all-rounder. If you don't want any stress, you don't want any other thoughts habang nagdadrive, you can focus on the road without having to think too much. So for example, taga Laguna ka, tas pasok mo is to Makati. So pag nando ka sa bandang sa bandang looban ng Laguna, ganun, traffic, it's very ideal gamitin mo tong e-clutch mode. So hindi ka na may stress, hindi ka mapapagod sa kakapiga ng clutch. Although sleeper clutch naman na yan, so mas magaan na yung kanyang pull. And then if nandito ka na sa expressway, gusto mo na talaga ma-feel ang power ng iyong motor, you can use the manual mode just by pulling the clutch. So very good siya for me. And I think this is very welcoming to any age. So if ever for the upper bracket na mga edad, I think pwede pa rin siya. Though I'd like to take note, mataas ang CB650R. So yeah, pero ang kanyang weight distribution nasa bandang baba. So ang kanyang center of gravity is nasa kanyang baba, and it feels like a lot lighter. So yeah, this is one of the nicest motorcycles na nagamit ko.
So here are some fast question and answer for the e-clutch. Can you disable the e-clutch? Yes, just pull the clutch lever. But take note that it will reactivate once you go to neutral. Can you manually disable it? Yes, if you want to totally turn off the e-clutch, you can go to the settings and change it. Can you permanently disable it though? That's a no. When you turn off the bike and restart it, the system will re-engage, and this works like the HSTC. Can you simultaneously use the e-clutch and manual mode? Yes, but the e-clutch will reactivate after shifting, unless you turn it off. Will it stall if you're in the improper gear? Even at the 6th gear, the bike won't stall, but there is power loss. The e-clutch technology sure is a great innovation from Honda. Even with minimal parts added, it made the riding experience a whole lot better. I can say that this works well for a lot of different uses, yet you still have the freedom to fully operate it in manual mode. Don't mind the people saying it's for lazy riders, because you have the tech that doesn't break the bank, yet still offer more than enough. The RoadSync app sure adds a lot of value too for the amount you're paying, as you now have phone connectivity where you can access calls, music, and even navigation. This really upped the game for Honda in the price for value. You get more with paying less. And that's it for our video for today. This is the CB650R E-Clutch. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment down below. And if you like our content, please follow or subscribe to our channel. As always, ride safe and see you on the road.